Is this thing on? Greetings from Winnipeg, everyone. Wow, has 2023 been a memorable year for me? And it basically all started when it was December of 2022, and I went on a family trip to Asia that was only supposed to be for 1 month. And was just gonna come back home and resume life as normal in Winnipeg. But then I met someone on this tiny little island, Vietnam. Someone who I wouldn't have been able to predict meeting in 100 years. And we just had the best time together. I felt like I was living in a movie. And even though I will probably never see this person again, the ripple effect that it had on me and what it inspired me to do was buy a last minute one-way ticket from Ho Chi Minh to Auckland and just say goodbye. Say goodbye to my family, swap out my suitcase for a backpack, and just take off with no plan, no vision, no idea what was going to happen. And little did I know that this was going to be the biggest and best decision I've made in my entire life. I wanted more experiences, more adventures, more stories to tell when I'm old and gray. I was ready to see what the big giant world had to offer to me, and it. And wow, did it not disappoint. I mean, I had a complete adventure, a complete story with highs, lows, friendship, romance, loneliness, danger, adventure, spontaneity, just getting in touch with other cultures and even becoming more in touch with my own. Every single emotion that could possibly be felt, or at least that I've have felt during my time on this planet, I got to experience in this amazing, wonderful, blessing 10.5 month adventure. From going to my grandma's hometown in the countryside of Vietnam, where she was only one out of 13 kids to come to Canada, having a beautiful girl on the back of my scooter cruising along the ocean feeling like a movie star, getting food poisoning in Bali and almost getting bit by a monkey, taking a 13-hour sleeper bus from Ho Chi Minh to Dalat where the bus driver only stopped twice to go to the bathroom, flying in a 7-seater bush plane over Milford Sound in Queenstown, meeting my favorite artist Quinn 92 in my very first day in Australia in Sydney, becoming a certified diver on the Great Barrier Reef, doing an 8-day road trip in remote Western Australia with 3 random strangers from Facebook, meeting a German flight attendant the day before I was supposed to go to Perth, and flying from Exmouth to Melbourne, where then I ended up spending the most time in my entire travels and getting a job as a travel agent, working on Flinders Street, watching the sunrise over Uluru in the Australian outback, driving over 4,000 kilometers in 2 weeks in remote northern Thailand, where it was nothing but just me, a bike, and a bag, summiting Mount Rinjani, missing my flight and being stuck in the airport because I didn't pre-apply for my visa to get to Vietnam, almost falling off my bike and getting hit by a car while doing the Ha Giang Loop. That's the best thing to do in Southeast Asia, by the way. It's amazing. And so many more things. I got to do, see, and experience more than I could have ever possibly imagined. And when I'm just sitting at home, thinking about it, it still doesn't even feel real sometimes. And I think that's where the beauty of traveling is once you leave this bubble, it not only opens your eyes and your mind, but more importantly, your heart, by the things you get to experience, overcome, see, be a part of, but most importantly, the people you meet along the way. I mean, the connections that you make with traveling with meeting so different people, but yet so similar at the same time, and these intense connections you make so fast, it's so unique, and there's nothing really like it. You really never know who you're going to meet and how that's going to impact your life. After going to 6 different countries, over 25 different airports, and 150 hostels and hotels, I can definitely say that the person who left is not the same person who has come back almost a whole year later. And if you're watching this and I met you along the way, somewhere along my life-changing journey, whether it was for 1 day, 1 week, however long, I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of that, and hopefully I'll be able to meet some of you wonderful people again someday.